Do you guys know Greg Heffley? Yeah, this kid right here. This kid right here. His dad is part of the CIA. He's absolutely crazy. Today we're gonna be talking about him. Okay. So the first thing with Greg is that he's always sad. Unless someone gets hurt or sad. So Greg is also an absolute menace. By the way, he abuses his friend Rowley because Rowley is pretty stupid. Yeah. So yeah. Greg also has a little brother called Manny. He is, Manny's also a menace, probably more of a menace than, Greg, but, yeah, he's just a super little brother. And, actually, in a bunch of books, Manny is seen doing terrible stuff, like, for example, in Cabin Fever, he turns off all the electricity other than his room, so, and he only did that to, because his family apparently didn't teach him how to tie his shoes, so he put his family's life in risk. Greg's parents are also pretty protective over Manny. Like, they do anything for him. If he, like, kills a bunch of people, they don't absolutely give a shit. Do whatever they want. They'll be like, oh, little Manny, it's okay. You just killed 100 people. Nothing happened. Oh, well, God. Another, a sibling that Greg has is Roderick. He was the first kid. Probably misses being cared for as, he has, 2 younger brothers, which absolutely demolished the attention from him, which is actually, like, crazy. So I kind of feel bad for him, but he also does pretty crazy things to Greg. Like locking him in the freaking closet while he's having a party, while their parents are gone. Like, what the heck, man? What the heck? Roderick is just your typical older brother, teenager. Also, Greg's diary, or a journal, I might say, it's practically based on, like, Greg's perspective of life, right? As you can see, girls don't have much differences or facial differences, while you can see boys have, like, noses the size of freaking Greg's body, which is actually crazy and wild. Now let's move on to Greg's relationship with Rowley. Now, Greg's relationship with him is pretty nice. They're friends, but, as you can see throughout the books, they get into arguments and stuff. Pretty stupid. Like, for example, one argument was over how volleyball was spelled, and which was pretty crazy. They actually didn't talk to each other for, like, the whole night, which is wild in my opinion. When did you have an argument over how volleyball is spelled with your friends? Like, bro, what the heck? Now we're going to be seeing if Greg has any mental issues, as most of us assume that he does. I know this might sound pretty weird. Greg also isn't that well when it comes to sports, obviously, because he's pretty rigid when it comes to sports, because he usually just sits in front of his game player, just playing video games all day. I don't blame him. I do that too, but he's just pretty bad when it comes to sports. And inside the book, Big Shot, he seems on a pretty garbage team. Like, a bunch of people are, like, out of shape, just like him, I guess. So yeah. The next thing we're going to be talking about is Greg's grades, which might seem pretty freaky, which it actually is. Inside the book, he usually gets C's, D's, and F's, while Rowley gets B's and A's. It's pretty. I mean, it's all right. He's passing, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, his parents don't really care much about it. He's a middle child, of course. And obviously, when you're the middle child, things don't end up that well for you because your parents actually don't know that you exist. This is a metaphor. Of course, they do know you exist. You're their kid. But still, he's a middle child. Probably is going to be very relatable if there's any middle childs watching or reading the movie or book. Obviously, he's a middle child. His parents don't really care that much about him, so... The pretty crazy part about this book is that all of them have, like, two or three strands of hair. Roderick has 5, which is more than anyone else, Greg and Manny. But I just don't get... Imagine seeing a 13-year-old boy with 3 strands of hair. Like, long-ass strands of hair. Ginormous, long-ass strands of hair. You'd be like, yo, that's Greg Heffley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He has 3 strands of hair. Wow. Whoa.